Oh, we struggle in all aspects of school.
Yeah.
We had PE down. That's about it.
And lunch.
PE and lunch. That has stayed true to form.
Sean Watson, another step back, which I will say a lot of his problem that O-line. 8 sacks.
Yeah.
Good.
He's gonna be back like when Vic came back to the league after the dog hit.
Yes.
I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
Hello and welcome to episode 65 of Benchwarmer's Basement Banter. As you can see, for the time being, it is Woody and myself. Rogers is having tech issues. He may hop in. He also might say F it and not because he's not feeling very well either.
We're hoping for the Michael Jordan flu game. Come on, buddy. You
he
got
was
this.
talking about that earlier, but I don't know if it's going to happen.
I think his computer might have had mercy on him and tapped him out, maybe.
Yeah.
But hopefully he joins sometime.
Yeah, he might join, but if he doesn't, we'll be fine. We can manage without him. So, first things
I'm
first.
tearing his Alabama team apart.
That is true, but don't be spoiled.
Yeah, go
don't
ahead.
be jumping the shark there on us, Woody.
He'll be in by then.
First off, social media is up top. You see the Facebook, the YouTube, Twitter, Discord link, Kick, TikTok, and Twitch. All of that, and Gunner is in the background.
Did you get kicked?
I did say Kick. I said.
Oh, you
Kick.
did? Okay. I'm sorry.
So,
I'm mentally and physically slow today, but
yeah.
seed loads will get to you.
Yes. So, all right. Well, first thing we want to do is we're going to talk about what, everybody talked about and what happened this weekend, March Madness.
Kind of a big deal. Kind of a big deal.
Big deal.
Yeah.
Rogers
And
and
I
I,
gotta say, go ahead.
Rogers and I were live the whole entire time for the first 2 rounds. Woody came and joined us Friday along with our other friend Malloy. He was there 2 nights actually, which was pretty cool. So yeah, if you watched along with that, it was fun, especially when all 4 of us was there and we were all a little bit drunk and acting stupid.
Allegedly.
Yeah, I don't think there was any allegedly about it, but
Yeah, that's fair. So I tell my wife. So let's go with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's cool to see Malloy. I hadn't seen him in a long time, and he might be talking some golf with you coming up, possibly.
Yes, I'm thinking next week. We're a couple weeks out from the Masters here. 2 weeks exactly, actually.
Right.
And so be looking for a Masters episode with me and a couple special guests.
I'm out on that one.
Woody is definitely out. Rogers
for you guys.
Rogers will watch it, but he doesn't pay as much attention. But I know he'll damn sure watch on Sunday.
Yeah. My sports mental capacity's full, but I like to play.
If you don't, you should watch Sunday at the Masters for sure.
Problem is, it's Sunday and that's my nap time. That's how that usually goes, but I love it. I trust you guys. I can't wait to hear it. Oh, let's jump into March Madness, man.
Yes.
This I pay attention to.
You should scoot back from your mic a little bit.
Hey, back a little bit. There
Yes,
we go.
there
See,
you
I
go.
get excited.
Yeah.
I get excited because I'm seeing this first game coming up here on the docket, and could we almost save it for if he comes back, maybe?
Yeah.
BYU game?
Yeah, we
Okay.
can save it. You might be back.
Might be just in time.
I guess we can first talk about what we've seen in that first round, and kind of what you guys think on this as Rogers hops back in.
Yeah, that sounds good. You guys watched a lot of games.
So,
hey, buddy.
I've heard a lot of people talk about this. What do you guys think? Is with NIL and the transfer portal and everything that's going on? A lot of people are saying we may not see another Cinderella run because of it. What do you guys think on that?
I think there's a lot of truth to it, unfortunately. I always root for the Cinderella teams, the mid-majors. I love it. But it's like everything else in life. You follow the money, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they can't compete. Like, that's what the Yale team, I was hoping they'd make a run this year. As they said, a lot of those guys stayed so close to that Yale degree. It was like, it weighs out more. But now, I think the talent's going to go to the Blue Bloods. And, I mean, a part of me, I hate it. Because I love the Cinderella teams. But time will tell. But I could see that case where there isn't many more.
Yeah, because the way I think everyone's thinking, and I tend to agree, is like let's go back to 2009 when Steph did that. I think Steph was
Mhm.
pretty decent as a sophomore and scored a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say he would probably have been like transfer portal into a
Yeah.
big
Yeah.
time,
Yes.
you
Yes.
know,
Absolutely.
big
I
time
don't see why they
program.
wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do see it. I hate where that's going, but you know what? Also, it opens up the whole can of worms of these guys getting paid for their image out there. I
Hmm.
don't have a problem with that. So it's just kind of nature of the beast, but
Yeah.
we'll
And,
see.
and
You,
and
you
yeah,
never know.
it helps with like the guys that may not have made it to the NBA. Like let's say like Jimmer Fredette back then.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Even though he was a 10th pick, he didn't stay too long. He got paid for that, but
Mm-hmm.
he'd have been able to make a little bit more money back then. He may not
Yeah.
have because it is BYU and you got the whole Mormon deal going on. But
Right.
um,
Huh.
Mormon's pretty good ball, man. We're gonna get to that.
yeah.
But one thing I
What?
want to ask you guys.
Yes.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was
Well,
gonna say, what else do you want to talk
the
about from the
SEC
weekend?
thing, they got 14 teams in, and there was a lot of that's a lot of teams. That's a little much. They got 7 advancing. Truthfully, I was very impressed. Like I thought, really, they need to get 4 or 5 to advance to make it like what do you say, credibility? I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, that's almost half the field left. Like I think that validated them getting that many in,
Some would
and
argue that that's exactly half the field.
almost there's
Almost.
16 still.
I thought there was 14 of them that were in the tournament, 7 advanced.
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant
Yeah,
half the field remaining.
half that's
Yeah.
left. 7 in the Sweet 16.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right. You're right.
I mean,
Either
you're right,
impressive.
but you were not exactly the
Well,
same
the other 2
way
didn't have the opportunity to advance.
I will give you a point on this one, sir, and move on.
Yeah, I don't want to
7
feel like
teams in.
I don't want
is
to argue.
impressive. No. But that was my only point. Like I thought that validated them getting that many in. I'm impressed, and they've got like the big boys are still in. Arkansas was the only double-digit one to advance from the SEC, only one whole tournament. That was my big takeaway, and also the fact that this has been pretty chalky. I mean, really, like you've got a few upsets.
One buzzer beater. The
was fun.
Colorado State upset where I thought they were actually ranked higher in net rankings in Memphis.
They were
anyways.
favored to win that game anyhow.
Yeah, they were favored. They were ranked higher in the rankings. So like,
New Mexico was favored to win their game too.
yeah.
Colorado State had a heck of a showing. Pushing
they,
Maryland.
Yeah, they almost beat
they're
Maryland.
damn good team.
Maryland's very good. They're not deep, but they're very good.
Right. That starting 5 might be the best 5 out there. It's just they have no depth.
I don't know that.
Let's say it's good.
The 2 teams so far that look like cream of the crop, and I mean UConn gave Florida a run for their money, but that was more what Woody said with UConn and being.
I think UConn's just still a good squad.
Yes. But
yes.
Duke and Florida look like the teams to beat for sure.
Yeah. UConn,
honestly, I'll even go as far to say that I think Florida got bailed a little bit with some foul calls like that. That was a close game that
Okay,
if
Dan.
some calls go a different way, it doesn't go.
Okay, Dan Hurley.
I don't know about that. I just think UConn all year, like you had the pressure of the three-peat. They had some up and down moments, and just when they played to their peak, they could beat anybody. That was my only point.
Also,
I don't know.
I think Dan Hurley's a fucking dick.
He is, but he's good. I'll give him that. He's a good coach.
I don't know if he's good enough to get past some of that, man.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
He's an ass.
I didn't see the end of the game, so.
It wasn't that. It was after when he's walking back and he's telling Baylor, "Oh, don't let the refs fuck you like they fucked us." And then,
yeah, it's a little much.
And then one of his assistant coaches is telling somebody video, "Well, you better take that video or I'll ruin your life."
We don't need that shit, guys.
Yeah,
we don't need that.
A little much.
Yeah, that's a little bad.
So
yeah, I don't support that.
I lost a lot of respect for him.
Yeah,
for that.
yeah,
They're
that's fair.
Acting like a baby, to be completely honest about it.
Baby
for somebody
bitch.
that's paid a lot. But let's So
Yeah.
that's kind of our thoughts of the weekend. Rogers, you want to add anything else
Yeah,
now
yeah.
that your shit's working?
You watched
Roll
a lot
damn
of basketball
tide.
too.
Roll damn tide. All right.
Oh, I'm glad you're back for this.
All right, let's get started. Woody, is that the
Let's
game
do
we're
it.
going to start with?
Hell yes, it is. He opened it up. Let's do this.
All right. So
I know it was
do you got the spread and stuff or no?
5.5. Bama's
5.5.
favorite.
Bama's favorite.
Coming right at you, big guy. My Mormons.
Did you get the over/under for this game?
That would be nuts. 175.5. I would hammer the
Scoot
shit
back.
out of the over.
Scoot back. God.
Oh, sorry. 175.5.
Okay.
I said I would hammer the over.
Yes.
Hammer.
Yes.
Like, I'm betting it right now as we speak, actually.
Yeah. So Bama, their strategy of not playing defense has caused Rodgers a lot of stress because that's the team he picked to win it all.
But they're winning games.
They're winning games.
They're not looking good doing it, but they're doing it.
Yes.
Well, it matters. Win in advance.
Yeah, survive in advance. Survive in advance.
Yeah.
Yale's kind of got a similar type team.
BYU.
Yeah, same thing.
They are, but I like where you're going with that.
They're a similar type team that is all offense, doesn't play defense. We're gonna outscore you.
Yeah.
See, here's my thing. If BYU ain't gonna play defense either, I'm gonna take the team that's better at doing it, and I think Alabama's better at doing it.
That's fair. I'll give you that.
It is.
I watched the BYU Wisconsin game, and I'm not gonna lie, and I'm no in-depth basketball analysis expert, but the way that they got open shots, the way they moved the ball, the depth of guys that could shoot the three for BYU too, it was beautiful basketball. Like the screens they ran, they got some impressive open looks. That kid from Wisconsin, shout out to John Tonja.
Tonji.
He was unconscious.
Yeah,
like,
he's a stud.
He was hitting stuff, volleyball line, like just stupid stuff. What do you have? 37 points, I think.
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
He
Solid.
brought them back. Yeah. There was a very bad foul they had, maybe a net shot involved, a flagrant 2 that made that game close to the end. But I was super impressed with BYU. Not been super impressed with Bama. I'm going upset here because I think they might get maybe 1 or 2 stops all game, and that might be the difference. Like, this game's gonna be fun. Bananas.
Either way, like you said, the 175.5 or whatever, hammer.
Yeah.
Like,
agree.
That's 85 points a piece or something like that, like 89.
Yeah, 85 a piece would be 170. Yeah, I think it'll be in the 90s. I really do.
I mean, that's not that uncommon for an Alabama game this year.
No, that's very
Stat
common.
guy, who you going with?
Sorry, I'm trying to fix.
You got to break the tie here.
Fix something. I think that it's going to be Bama.
Drum roll.
All right, get
Okay.
Bama.
I got a bet for both you guys then. We're allowed to bet on here, right?
We can do whatever we want.
A case of these bad boys, these delicious Mountain Dews, soon to be a sponsor, maybe. The pipe dream.
I feel like you'd have to get pretty big to have a Mountain Dew sponsor.
Especially a hard Mountain Dew sponsor. But
Yeah.
I like
Guys,
where your head is.
You don't dream what do you got, guys? Come on, you got to dream big. I'm putting it on the line. I feel
All
like
Okay.
I'm 5.5 points though. I'm giving you guys a lot of points.
I
Feel bad for me.
mean, the cover, I don't hate the cover. I think it'll be a close game.
Here, I'll give you the option here. We could either do the cover, or if Bama wins, I get you 1 case. BYU wins, you get me 2 cases.
Well,
There's 2 of you.
Okay, yeah, that's what you have a case bet between both of us. So if you win, you get 2, but if you lose, you get us each 1 apiece.
1.
Yes.
It's fair. Back it up. 1 for you guys to split.
No.
I'm giving you the points.
No.
I'm giving you the points, though.
No.
Then I want the spread.
That's fine.
Okay.
But it's,
spread.
But it's
Okay.
one apiece.
That sounds good. Okay. We can move on.
I actually don't think I agree with it, but you're kind of being a bitch.
On money line?
Yeah. Because he wants the spread. He wants the spread. Because he wants to give us 1 to split if it's the spread. And that's kind of bullshit, but you know.
I was just saying, since I'm taking the dog straight up.
No, he wants. If he wants, he's talking about if it's the money line, he wants 1 to split because then he's spotting us 7.5 points or 5.5 points.
Right. He's got it.
I still don't.
He's
agree.
wanting to bet the spread, not the money line.
Oh, yes.
But I will bet the money line if there's more in it for me for giving up all the points.
Agreed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yes, I got
All right,
you.
write it down, Rogers.
I had it the opposite way, and I
You're on
was confused.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure.
I think Woody the first time did a poor way of explaining it.
Yes, he did.
And then
That has
He
happened.
re-explained it, and at that point, I think that you'd already made up your mind.
Yes, because the first time he explained it, and I wanted to call him a bitch. To be fair,
I actually thought it made sense, just bad explanation. But
it didn't.
either way,
I'll play mediator on this one, and I'm going
like
to take
that.
the spread bet. I'm not going to take the 2-for-1 on the money
No.
line because
Okay.
No.
I think if the spread's in danger, the money line is very much so in danger because 6
That's
points
fair.
ain't shit between these teams.
No.
That's
No.
it's like 3 points in any other game about
Yeah.
Yeah.
it. To wrap this up, you guys both on Bama. I'm on my Mormons. I'm
Yes.
feeling it.
Yes.
Okay, I love it.
And first
I love
off,
I'm dying.
before we move on, I want to apologize for Woody's shitty mic quality. I do not know what's going on there.
Oh.
It sounds fucking awful.
I'll move back over here.
It goes in and out, and then it sounds better. But he
Oh.
also can't control his voice or where he sits because he is Woody.
Yeah, but that shouldn't matter that much.
No, but it does. I don't know what's going on though.
We'll fix it. We'll move on. We'll fix it. I'll be in the studio.
Like,
with
he should
guys.
be able to move around freely and be fine.
Yeah, but it's not. It's like It's like almost muffled, and I don't know. But, anyways, let's move on. What's the next game on the docket, Woodwick?
The next game, I have Maryland and Florida. Florida
Ooh, that's a
favored
good
by
game.
6.5. That's a pretty
Pretty
big spread,
I
really.
don't like that spread.
Yeah, over under. Honestly, do you want over unders for every game or?
No, I just wanted it for that one, really.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Okay. Yeah, I agree. So yeah, kind of want the dog here. I'm worried though Florida's depth will get them. Like I don't feel confident either way in this game.
You got
honestly.
a team with a lot of depth versus a
Yeah.
team with no depth.
Yeah.
And Florida can definitely get them in foul trouble. And if you get Maryland
Right,
in foul trouble, they're very beatable.
Yeah. And
Queen
with Florida
has
having all the big guys that they have,
Maryland's got bigs too, though.
that's what I'm
do.
saying.
Yeah.
They've got the
You
bigs.
got the bigs.
That's how you draw fouls.
Yeah. Okay. That's
Right.
what you're
No,
saying.
you're right.
Yeah.
I think Queen has to dominate for Maryland to win, no doubt about it. This is hard to pick the upset. I'm gonna go there though, but I don't feel confident about it. I really don't.
Woody's just all about the underdog this week.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. It might end soon on the underdog.
I picked Florida to win, but I picked Maryland to.
Oh.
Or Florida.
I'm going to go in the minority here. I think Florida wins in a breeze.
Wow. I don't think a blowout. That's interesting. Either way, but
Not necessarily a blowout, but I think it's an easy victory.
Oh, okay. I got you.
I know what you're thinking, and I understand what you're thinking. Yeah. I do. I just disagree that's gonna happen.
That's fair. I don't really have a strong feeling for Maryland, but it's March. Need some craziness.
They're
starting. I think Maryland will hang in the first half, and then second half Florida dominates.
That's straight up depends on foul trouble, because I think their starting five can beat Florida. For sure.
I think the starting five's better. I do.
It's pretty dang close. I think their front court is actually more skilled.
Yeah.
So are we doing this? We officially making this Maryland?
Ooh. I mean, for you guys, yeah.
I said what I said. Florida wins, but does not cover.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so Florida's officially moving on. Gotcha.
Yes. Yeah, Florida's moving on to the Elite
I
Eight.
had Maryland pulling the upset. Okay, so that's fine. Florida. I'm used to it.
Yeah.
You want the next game, Duke and Arizona? Duke is favored by 9.5. I'm over my underdogs.
Yeah, they have not shown anything but kick everybody's ass so far.
Yeah,
I agree.
They're the only team to not really be tested. Is that fair?
Yes.
Because these other one seeds have had close games, like at the half.
Yeah.
They've been amazing, and there is a scenario where Caleb Love, he has beat Duke before in this tournament with UNC. I think that was Coach K's swan song.
I think so.
But I don't think it happens here like that. He could go off, but Duke's just too good.
Duke's defense is so underrated.
Mm-hmm.
They are one of the best defensive teams in college basketball, and especially left in this tournament.
And down low, I mean, their defense, interior is very good. So
and then they have a Cooper Flag. And
that helps.
Is it Ken Knipple or is it Con?
Knipple.
I want to say Con. I don't remember.
It's Con.
Okay, I thought it was Con.
Yeah.
He said nipple.
Knipple. If you
Who
watch,
is the other kid they've got that's been going off? They've got a senior that's been going
yeah,
off
Proctor,
too.
Tyrese
Proctor.
Proctor.
He's been playing lights out.
Yeah,
Imagine how good that team would be if they still had Roach.
yeah.
Fair point. Fair
Yeah.
point.
I think that they just faced Roach in Baylor, didn't they?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
Boys on the wrong side for that one, but
So yeah, I
Duke,
think it's Duke
all
here.
around.
Yeah. They
They've been
might
going
get
far.
a little bit tested finally, but I don't know.
A game within 10, maybe.
Yeah.
Spread's pretty fair.
The
I mean,
spread's fair.
9-9.
Yeah, the spread's
Yeah.
fair
I think
for
the
sure.
spread's about right, but I think that the Dukies still cover it.
Yeah.
I'm not going against that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a freight train from hell. I'd stay out of the way.
This reminds me of UConn last year, where they were just
You're right.
And
They're-
they're playing so
You're
good.
right.
They're playing
Yeah.
so damn good right now too. I mean, they walked through the ACC tournament without Flag, as like they wanted to put that feather in their cap, and then guess what? Number 1 pick comes back. He does everything, you know.
And they're even better. But yeah, that's a good comp, Rogers. That's what I was thinking too. Like UConn last year, just left no doubt, and that's what Duke's done so far.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
They also, I
moving
think,
on.
Duke had the hardest schedule in the country this year too, and you know.
I mean, as they should. I mean,
yeah, they
they're
should, but you don't have to schedule that way. But you want.
yeah, they're perennial powerhouses. I mean, schedule it
Yeah.
or
It was Duke.
Yeah.
I don't know who number 2 was, and actually the
I was thinking
Illini.
SEC. It had to be SEC. somebody.
It could have been Auburn or Tennessee, and then the Illini
I-
were number 3. I
I feel like
think.
Tennessee was
I
up.
think
feel like
Tennessee might have been, and I'm only putting it on that they played the Illini, and that added to them being the 3rd toughest schedule. So
Yeah. You want the next game? Arkansas, Texas Tech. Texas Tech favored by 5.5.
5.5.
Coach Cal's magic keep going?
I think so.
I kind of think so too.
Really?
I
I'm
think
on
so.
Texas Tech.
I mean, they just beat a team that, in my opinion, is much better than this A&M team in St. John's.
Tech,
And-
tech team, not A&M Tech.
Oh, sorry, Texas.
Texas Tech. It's Texas SEC.
So I'm medicated right now, guys.
Yeah,
I
no,
am
no.
not in great shape.
No,
Um,
you're a trooper. You're a trooper.
But yeah, I really just think that Arkansas beating St. John's proved to me that Calipari just knows how to win games, man.
Here's the thing with that is, okay, they didn't play. They got off to 0-5 start in SEC. This is still a very talented team of almost leftovers from his last year at Kentucky, with a few other people in there. So it's still very,
right.
very talented.
They're finding their stride now, and that's dangerous. It really is. I guess I really just thought Texas Tech's a better team. I mean, they honestly are better defensively than I remember them being, and they've got depth offensively. Like, I think they're better, but then again, I'm not arguing with the role that the Razorbacks are on. Like, it's almost like Team Destiny. Like, so you guys on the Hogs?
I'm on the Hogs. I think Cal's got a point to prove.
I agree.
After the way Kentucky ran one, yeah.
I mean, they signed him to a lifetime contract and then released him like 3 years later?
I think
No,
it
he was there a while.
No,
Oh, no.
No, he's right. Rogers is right. He signed a lifetime contract like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of the totality there.
No, not the totality. It was like
No, they signed that lifetime contract and then he had a couple bad years and they're like, all right, get out.
Yeah.
There was a clause in there that if you keep getting bounced as a high seed, then screw you. So,
Yeah.
And the clause
Okay.
should be: do you guys remember what Kentucky was before he was there?
Yes.
Right.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
They weren't even making the NIT back then.
I'll tell you what it was Texas football for our coach now. Like, think about how many years Texas was down. Get the right guy.
Texas basketball
Look at
just fired their coach too. I think
Oh,
they
yeah,
already
basketball.
signed somebody.
Xavier's
They
coach.
did, yeah. The
Who
guy
just
knocked
knocked
them
him
out.
out.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
So, all right, we're
okay,
on
so
the Hogs. We're on
the
the
Hogs.
Razorbacks.
All right, the next one. We got this is interesting. Your Ole Miss Rebels, Mr. Southern guy, taking on Michigan. This is really a conflict for you here, buddy.
I know.
Taking on, Big Ten Michigan State.
I feel like he's
Is
about
that-
to give some employees some bad news.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bad news might be that it's March and it's Izzo, and
It
they ain't
is.
even played very good yet.
No, they
No.
haven't. Sparty's favored by 3.5. So we thinking upset? Not take the floor.
I I think it's still Michigan State. Ole Miss has impressed me, and they score a
Yeah.
lot, and I
Yeah.
wasn't expecting that. They score a lot.
They've been shooting lights out.
I think it's just gonna. I think they're two pretty evenly matched teams. I think it's gonna come down to just which team is more polished, and I tend to think that any Tom Izzo ran team is usually a pretty polished team.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's
I'm not going
that's
against
pretty
Izzo
well
in that
exactly
game.
where I'm at.
Yeah,
Yeah. They're deep too. I mean, and they've
Mhm.
been defensively
Like
solid.
I said, they haven't even played good yet.
No, it's like they've been screwing around the first half.
It's
And then
like
second half.
it's a polar opposite where I feel like Ole Miss has played as good as they could have,
Agree.
and I don't feel like that's going to continue. Although we've seen it continue one time, and that was UConn back in Kimba days. Because that team had to win the conference tournament to even make the damn NCAA tournament, and then they just were perfect.
yeah.
Not saying that Ole Miss is there. They weren't in that predicament that UConn was back then. But they've played really well, and I don't know if they can continue it playing as good as they are. More than I'm just kind of forecasting a dip in production, and if that happens, it's Michigan State the whole way.
Yeah, I'm on Sparty all the way. That's a sweep, isn't it?
Yep.
That's a sweep.
I like it. We'll move on to this is an SEC battle here, boys. This is fun. Kentucky, Tennessee. Tennessee favored by 4.5. Mind you, Kentucky has already beat them twice this
Yeah,
year.
Kentucky swept them so far.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's hard to beat a team 3 times. What do you
it
think?
is.
I've been impressed with Kentucky, guys. That Illini game, the way they're playing on offense and they're healthy now. Oof. It's offense against defense here. Tennessee's very defensive oriented.
I think it's
What do you
Tennessee.
think? Yeah.
I think it's Tennessee.
Tennessee? I
I'm,
tend to agree.
I'm going to go on the opposite end of this. I think that Tennessee for a while was everyone thought it was going to be the best team in the country, and they were ranked the best team in the country for a good while. And they started losing to teams like Kentucky, and they've kind of ended the season in a slow spiral downward. Not like, oh my gosh, they're trash or anything like that, but they continued to not meet expectations. And Kentucky, their first year without Calipari, has met and exceeded their expectations, and I think it's going to
Mark
continue
Pope's
like
been
that.
amazing. Yeah, their coach, I got to give it to him.
I think just if we're going with the trajectory of the two teams, where Kentucky's on an upward hill, Tennessee's kind of been on a slow downward hill. I'm going to go with Kentucky late in the season.
Didn't Tennessee just make it to the SEC title game?
Yeah,
Yes.
but they were the best team in the country. They should have walked through the SEC title game.
I mean, Auburn was also there.
And
Tennessee
and they lost to Florida in the title game.
Yeah,
Okay.
SEC is very
Does that
good.
change that 10 games into the season, even 15 into it, Tennessee was the number one ranked team in basketball, college basketball? Correct?
Yes.
And now they're not, right? Would that be going downward or upward?
Okay, I buy your logic. I buy your logic.
I
feel like
buy
a lot
your
of that
logic,
happens
but I don't
teams,
agree with
but-
your logic at all.
Yeah.
Okay.
This was a tough
that's fine.
He's like, screw you guys, you're wrong, but all right.
He's saying that, but he's not taking into how damn tough SEC was, but they were ranked number one before they got into conference play.
Okay.
SEC beat each other up, but honestly, this
that's
is
what
one of the
I'm
toughest
looking-
games.
Yeah.
This is one of the toughest games. I was really split. I should have probably listened to both of you guys on it because you make a fair point how hot Kentucky's been. Not the tournament, but in this tournament, not the SEC, but in this tournament, like they've looked like a well-oiled machine. I'm gonna go with defense over offense in this situation. Defense winning championships. I don't feel good about it. I really don't. But I'm gonna go Tennessee close. And like I said, they've played twice. It's very hard to beat a team 3 times. It really is.
Honestly, like my main logic is just that that it's hard to beat them 3 times.
I'll give you Tennessee to win, Kentucky to cover the spread, Rogers. I'll give you that.
Kentucky by a billion.
Like it. Moving on. I love it.
Lakers in 5. Have you seen that meme, Rogers?
I love it. I love it. All right. So with all due respect, we're taking Tennessee. Sorry. You got anything else on that game?
No.
Okay.
No.
This one's interesting. Michigan, Auburn. Auburn has not looked great. Still favored by 8.5. Where are we going on this one, guys?
That spread's too big. I'll tell you that
Agree.
first off.
Agree.
That spread
I
is
think
too
it's
big.
a very close game.
I think it's a close game
I'm-
for sure.
I'm still leaning Auburn. They've not looked great, but I think if they can get Michigan to turn the ball over, which they have done, and they also Auburn has the size to, I think, control the two bigs from Michigan.
yeah,
I know.
I'm going to go with Auburn here as well. I think their first 2 rounds where they've not looked great is kind of a product of this is a team that's ranked number 1 that isn't used to being on the big stage in basketball. I mean, Auburn's had some good teams, but they've never been the 1 seed or even this one's the 1 overall seed. They're actually ranked above Duke, which I think is stupid. But
I do agree with that.
I think it's taken a little bit for Auburn to walk into the role of we're the big dogs, and I think that maybe at the Sweet 16s where they kind of find it.
what was it? I'm looking this up real quick.
I thought the same, honestly, that they, I don't know, kind of monkey off back. They've looked good the second half, both first round games. Like, not saying
Yeah.
they played great competition, but I wonder if this is the game they come together.
Were they like a very high seed in COVID, or were gonna be a high seed during the COVID year? Is that right,
I
Rogers?
think so, yeah.
Yeah, I believe so.
4 or 5
Auburn?
years ago, they had a pretty solid squad, but this is the first time they've been a 1 seed, I think, in a long, long time.
I think they would have been a 1 seed there. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, but I mean,
I was
that-
just
Still,
I
they've
was
not
just
done it.
I was
Yeah.
just looking it up. That's all I was doing. I
Yeah.
was trying because you said that and I wanted to look it up. And
I got COVID, so my memory's kind of fuzzy from them guys. Sorry, but I just remember that Dayton team in 2020. What could have been?
Yeah.
So yeah,
They
okay.
were also I think they were pretty good in 21. That's when they had Jabari Smith. That's what I was kind of looking for when they had him.
yeah.
So which one you on, stat guy? We're all.
It's
SEC here.
Auburn.
Okay.
I know Michigan won the Big Ten and stuff, but
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'm putting on weight of me
War Eagle.
watching them play the Illini.
I think
and the
stylistically,
well,
I think it's a bad
I'm-
matchup. for
I think
Michigan,
it's a
don't
bad
you?
matchup, but I'm also putting
Yeah,
in stock of the Illini beat them by 20. And
That's a fair point.
but that's also a little bit of Big Ten cannibalizing each other as the SEC cannibalizes each other.
The best conferences. There you go.
Same way. But I don't think they can stay with Auburn. I think Auburn has not played well, and Michigan's kind of playing as good as they can. And I think that's a close game. And if Auburn plays a little bit better, I think they beat them.
agree.
I don't think they're cover though. Definitely, I think we're all on that fact. Auburn wins, does
Yeah, I
not
agree.
cover. We agree.
I was surprised it was that high. Honestly, I thought it'd be a
That's
closer.
a lot.
Like 5.5's where I was at, 5.5, 6. But
Yeah.
yep. Last game, Purdue, Houston. Houston favored by 7.5 points. Keep in mind this game's in Indy.
It is
Home
in
game for
Indy.
Purdue.
I don't think it matters.
I agree.
I actually, this is probably out of all 8 games, the most confident that I am that the 1 seed's just going to breeze through.
Minus the Duke game.
Oh
Yeah.
I
But
agree.
similar
I
thing.
agree.
I
Both
think
of
this
them
is going to be a
playing
cakewalk for
well.
Houston. And I was pretty low on Houston going into the tournament. Like I was.
Yeah.
But I think that they've been given a fairly easy path so far.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they can score better this year, guys. That's my thing. They've always had this great defense, but you see
Yeah.
the 3-point shooting. Like, I think this might be the best Houston team, like all the way around. For some reason, I was thinking back to 2020. They were good then too.
They had a
but-
really good team there.
Yeah. But tournament team like this one offensively is better than in the past, and yeah, I agree. I'm going Houston here.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree too. Once again, maybe putting too much stock in the Illini beating Purdue at the end of the year too. Um,
If only they hadn't ran into Kentucky, man. Gosh dang.
if only they knew how to take care of the ball and beat
Purdue's
Kentucky.
offense can roll though.
They
I mean,
can.
like I think
They got Braden's.
yeah.
Is it
I
Braden?
think that
Dang, I don't
Purdue
remember.
beat Alabama and they scored like
No,
121
Yeah,
points or something
you're
like
right.
that.
He's been there for forever. I feel like,
I don't know
but
if it's
he's a very
Braden
solid
Smith,
guard.
but it's Smith. I want to say Braden Smith because that's Luke Smith's son, and I don't know if that's the
Yeah.
same name.
I
And
actually
then they
think you're
got
right.
Taylor Williams Wren, who is a stud in the middle
Yeah.
too.
Williams Wren is
And
an absolute monster.
he's been on fire. He was on
Yeah,
fire
he's
in
been
that
great in the
Illini
tournament.
game. He was on
Yeah.
fire in the tournament, in the Big Ten tournament, and he's been on fire in this tournament. He's kind of been the difference so far for him. It's
Yeah,
not been Smith, it's been him.
but we all agree.
Yeah.
All across
All
the
right,
board,
yep.
Houston.
Yes.
There we go.
All right, so give
You
us
wanna-
our next,
I've-
our Elite Eight
If I
matches.
got this wrote down right, was not quite prepared, guys, but on the fly here, I believe in the top left corner we have Auburn and Michigan State. Ooh, 1 and a 2. There we go. It's gonna be a little chalky with the exception of one region. Literally, 3 of our 4 regions are a 1 versus 2. But
Yeah.
we'll start there. Auburn,
It's been a
Michigan
chalky
State.
tournament through the first 2 rounds.
Yeah.
It has. You'll have years like this. I love the upsets, but not this year.
Yeah.
I don't know, guys. Make a case for both teams because I'm really split
Well, I
on this one.
believe we picked Michigan State in our original
You
bracket.
did.
And I'm still
Is there
Yeah.
any reason to change?
Nope.
Oh.
Do they still have
I would
Tom?
love-
Do they still have Tom Izzo?
Yeah.
I think that go over here, go to your change jar, flip a quarter.
It's,
Yeah.
yeah, it's honestly that.
Here's
I
my
think
thing.
it's a toss up matchup for sure.
I would love to
um,
see what Auburn looks like.
You're
before
going
saying-
against 2 legendary coaches in Bruce Pearl and Tom
Yeah.
Izzo.
Yep.
So I'm actually going to go chalky on this one and say that the better team wins, and that's Auburn.
I do agree they're the better team. I really do. I'm going to stick with Michigan State just by what I've seen so far. But I'll tell you what, if Auburn comes out against Michigan and plays to their potential, if what's his name, Brome, their All-American, actually has a good game and wakes up.
Yeah.
Oh, crap. I would probably switch. Honestly, I'm that close. But off of what I've seen so far, I'm going to go Izzo.
Okay.
I'm going
enough.
Izzo, and I'm going with Jace Richardson's going to wake up.
Yeah.
Because he's not
That's
done
true.
much either.
So narrowly Michigan State, but that's with all due respect to Auburn Rogers, because
Yes.
that's tough. It's tough. If I say with all due respect, I can say whatever the hell, right?
That's
There we
right.
go.
That's true. I've
Alright.
seen that happen. Be okay.
All right, the next region. We shove the chalk up everybody's ass on this one. It's going. Maryland is the 4 seed against Arkansas as the 10.
Now, if I
Where are you
think,
going here?
am I correct, Rogers? You had Maryland in the Final Four, correct?
I did.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean that
This is
kind of.
what we get. I'm
They-
going there.
At this point, they've been given a path.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
they have.
They have been given a path.
And I kind you may I don't know. Did you have this path or did you have them play in St. John's? I don't remember.
I had them playing St. John's.
Okay.
I'm not even going to go there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought if Maryland makes it past,
Actually, I may have even had them playing Kansas. No, that's wrong. That's the bottom side.
no, that's the right side because Arkansas beat Kansas.
Yeah, I had them playing Kansas.
Yeah.
That did not go great.
Strategy, Cotton.
So who'd we have Maryland beating? I can't remember.
Florida.
Florida.
Yeah, we'd have then beat
Okay,
Florida.
yeah.
Gators.
If
That's insane.
If Maryland beats Florida, they're
Right.
beating Arkansas for sure.
That's
Yeah.
100%. If they can slay the number 1, the momentum, all that, Derek Queen's going to be, I don't know. Is he a lottery pick, guys?
Oh yeah,
Probably.
yeah. He's like
Yeah, I
pretty
thought so.
high, I think.
Dude, and just think where his stock's going if they make it this far. Like,
Yeah.
So, yeah, Maryland,
Yeah.
all the way around.
Yep, we're going Maryland on this one.
Well, we're all chalk from around out, boys. We got Duke and the Rogers bandwagon, top right. You're Bama, boy.
Roll damn Tide.
No.
No, I actually think Duke wins this one.
Even though he has the complete opposite in his
After watching the first 2 games, I don't blame you.
After watching the
fair,
first 2 games, it's definitely
when I made my bracket, I didn't know how healthy Cooper Flag was.
that's true.
That's fair. That's
That
fair.
is true.
That's fair. I think he passed all those tests with flying colors.
And because of that, I actually in my bracket had Duke losing in the second round.
That's right. Baylor?
Yep. BYU.
No.
Baylor.
No, Yale.
Baylor.
Maybe Baylor. Fuck, I don't remember.
They
BYU's
play-
down there playing them.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I put, I said with the caveat. By the way, Derek Queen is a lottery pick. I was looking that up while you guys was
Okay.
talking.
I figured.
I thought so too, but I wanted to double check.
Yeah.
But I
Duke's
said
just-
I said when I made the bracket is if Cooper Flag's healthy, they are the best team, and I thought it was
Yep.
very much like they are the best team, quite a bit better than everyone else.
Well, the problem for this matchup too is they can play very good defense interior wise, and Bama, I'm sorry.
When I made my bracket, the last time that I saw Cooper Flag, he was in a
hurt.
wheelchair.
Yep, he was in a wheelchair. Exactly.
So-
All tropics, buddy. All tropics.
That now that I know that Cooper Flag is fine, I
Yeah.
changed my answer.
Yep,
It's as simple as
Very
that.
smart.
very,
Very
much.
smart. So we got Duke
Yeah.
all the way around.
Yeah.
All right. Houston, Tennessee. It's a tough one. 2 great defenses.
I didn't think that Tennessee
Come
would
on.
even be here, so I'm going Houston.
Bet the
I was
under.
stuck in Houston.
Bet the under.
Under. Good call. Good call.
Yeah.
No,
Bet the
I
under.
bet the under is already going to be probably around 140 on this one.
Yeah.
I think lower. I think maybe in 128, like 64-64.
Yeah,
Okay.
that'd be pretty close. I would
I
would put it 130. I think
That's
Yeah.
fair. Fair.
if I was
I'm on Houston.
if I was in Vegas, I would put it at 130. Anyways,
They should hire us.
that'd be cool.
Tennessee can score. They got Lanier and
Yeah.
what is it? Fraley, I think is his last name.
Yeah, I think so.
They've got a dual-headed monster at guard.
Yes, they do. They do. That's what I think. They're the better 3-point shooting team. I would have taken Houston to beat Tennessee or Kentucky. I believe in the Cougars this year until they play Duke. But I got Houston.
What'd you say again, Rogers?
I'm going Houston
So it doesn't matter.
because I said I didn't even
Because-
think Tennessee was going to be here.
To be honest, to me, it's a coin flip.
I think it's going to be a good game. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think when you get this late into the bracket,
Hey,
yeah,
Houston's
LJ
not going to
Cryer.
blow anyone out.
LJ Cryer. That's how I can think of his name. He's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I would probably tend to go Houston here a little bit, but I wouldn't feel comfortable. And it's to me a literal coin flip, and I bet you that spread is like 1.5.
Yeah, like I said, neither of these teams just blow people out.
No,
Yeah.
no.
They're defensive teams.
Well, you want to hear our final 4 then? What it would officially be?
Yes, sir.
We got Big Ten on the left side, Michigan State, Maryland. Big surprise, we went Big Ten. And on the right side, we got 2 1 seeds, Duke and Houston. So that's what it's looking like, boys.
Yeah.
Solid.
Is that our actual what we might have had? In our,
No, we had St. John's.
Yeah, I screwed us on that.
okay, yeah,
I
we
like
had
St.
St.
John's.
John's. But other than that, the other 3 probably were.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, 3 out of 4.
I probably made a point for Maryland, but
We did. Yeah, we were. Yeah,
I think I was the only one that had Maryland getting to here
yeah,
the first time.
you did.
You did.
I had
Yeah.
St. John's. So that's March Madness, guys. That's
yeah,
our final
that gets
4.
us to the final 4. We're not going to pick from there because it's pretty close, and we want to
Right.
reset.
And at that point, we're probably just making shit up because none of this is going to happen.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's a good point. It's my all blow to hell.
We could be completely wrong.
Yeah,
It goes out, and I'm
and
like,
usually are.
Yes.
Ask my wife. Yeah. You want to jump into baseball, or what are you thinking,
Let's
guys?
go.
I'm going to let you guys talk Cardinals baseball, and I'm going to go take some Advil and get to bed because I feel
I
like
don't know
absolute
either.
dog shit. But
I didn't.
it's been fun.
It has.
I'm losing my voice too. I can tell that too. But good luck, guys. Have fun. I'm out of here.
Hey, thanks for
peace.
showing up. You're a trooper, man.
Yep.
See ya.
Salute.
See ya.
All right. It's time to talk opening day of baseball. We're recording
yeah.
this on Tuesday, and opening day is Thursday, correct?
Yes,
It
right
is
around the
at
corner.
least- it is at least for the only team that I unfortunately
Yeah.
follow.
I think there might have been a Wednesday game, but whatever. They already were playing in Tokyo, so
Yeah.
Cardinals play Thursday in Minnesota.
Yes. So we mainly want to talk about them. opening day.
But if you don't care about the Cardinals at the end, we'll talk about our MVP picks. Ooh.
Yes, even though I have said many times I don't pay any attention to baseball besides the Cardinals.
Maybe a Cardinal and MVP. Nah.
I mean, I'd be very happy if there was, but
I would
that
be
ain't
too.
happening.
I don't see it happening this year.
No, 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 no. But anyways, we seen. So let's get off the first thing for the Cardinals. I posted in the group chat that lineup that they did for the Memphis exhibition game where the major league team took on the AAA team. Um, and the lineup looked like this. It was
interesting with Newt leading off. Interesting.
It was Newt leading off, which Woody and I kind of talked about. Mason Wynn's been a little bit banged up. I think he may even have got banged up a little bit more in that exhibition game. A little bit.
Well, I hope not.
He's been dealing with
Hadn't seen that.
He's been dealing with the ankle issue.
Ew.
So I think he's been dealing with an ankle sprain. But anyways, we lead
Terrible
off with
sprain.
Newt in left field. We got Wilson at first base. We got Donovan, who is hitting third at second.
That's interesting.
That is an interesting one, but I don't hate it. Nolan, third base. Burleson, DH in this game. We got Herrera, catcher. Walker, right field. Victor Scott, the second, making his case for center field, and Mason Wynn is the 9-hitter. So
who'd you say was hitting fifth after Arenado?
Burley.
Burley. Okay, yeah, that's right.
Yep, it was Burley.
Solid lineup. I still think that Wynn, if he gets right, is he came into spring wanting to hit for more power and stuff, and I was like, I loved his approach last year. I don't give a damn if he hits,
I think
10.
I was gonna say
like,
he could hit 10 and be completely fine as long as he hits up to that 300, and then his defense is what it is. He's great.
He's got the speed.
He's got
he puts,
the speed. He's electric.
Hit around 300.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
Do exactly what you did last year. Just keep it up.
Right.
I'd love
All
it.
right. Don't get empty.
That's kind of like, and Rogers likes to make the point about Colton Wong. It's kind of along that line. So, like I said for him, I was like, if he hits 300 and he plays that defense, who gives a shit? I was always big with that.
Know your role.
I was like, who cares?
We got other big boppers.
Yes,
if everybody on the team does their job, it'll be fine. And that's where he's at with it. That being said, that's the only conflict I could see here is like, okay, if he gets rolling him up there, we agree. Like, we like Newt there because he sees a lot of pitches. He's an on-base machine. The only problem with Newt's being healthy to me. I mean, that
lineup has so much potential. It really does.
It does.
Walker, if he can, kind of get back to where he was his rookie year, be a lot better. He didn't have a great spring, but his underlying numbers were very good, though.
Well, and it didn't help that he stepped on a sprinkler. That was kind of upsetting.
But
3 weeks.
His exit velocity and things like that that everyone's always talked about were back where they need to be. Where last year that wasn't even there. As long as he's hitting the ball hard, you're going to go into some bad luck, but you're also running into plays that can't be made with that because of that.
Right. And correct me if I'm wrong, but they tried to totally change his approach, his swing. Like, this is where sometimes sabermetrics, quite frankly, piss me off.
Yes.
Like, the dude, he's always balled out his whole life in Springfield toward the cover off the ball. Yeah. Launch angle is not optimal, I guess you would say. But he hit the piss out of the ball.
Yeah.
Like, and that's what he even said, when he went back to the minors, we're going to just try to do this thing. And I think it's like less is more with him. Let him do what he's done all his life. And that maybe learn to lay off the outside and away sliders. Like, I just think that was in his head, though, trying to get under the ball, elevate, simplify his approach, trust natural ability.
He really likes the new hitting coach, too. Like, he really likes him a lot. So, as, we don't even have Gorman in there. If he can hit 220 and hit home runs, or even if he, not even that. What'd Schwarber do last year? Didn't he hit 200 and have 43 homers?
He's a special case though because he walks so much.
Yes.
I don't see Gorman having that in his game, but to your point, yeah, he hit around
But
200. His AVP, though, was like 340. 40 homer potential. Gorman has that.
I was gonna say, like, I don't even. I guess I don't really care that much if Gorman would have the OBP, and if he hits 200 and
Mhm.
has 40 some home runs, I kind of don't
Yeah,
care.
because he's not going to be hitting leadoff for us. So I agree
Exactly.
with you.
Exactly.
If that is your whatever for this argument, we'll say second base bat hitting 40 homers, hitting that like maybe hitting I don't know 7th, 8th hole. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
Let him be what he's going to be. But I would love to see the case cut down. That's been the big thing with him.
Yes.
A lot of that's part of his game. Right now, I don't see a path for many at bats for him, which kind of stinks. But you know what? We got to keep in mind there's an Arenado trade. I think Gorman's your third baseman. That's where I'm
Yeah,
at.
I think
Like,
so. I think there's going to be a little bit of a rotating piece between him and
yeah.
Contreras and Burley on that
Mm-hmm.
DH spot, first base. That kind of
Yeah.
thing is going to change a lot. Um, and
One, I think Wheeler's going to be in the lineup about every day. I really do, Contreras.
yeah.
Uh, especially if he does what he's doing this spring. But I'm super excited to see him not catching at first base.
Well, it's not even like what he did this spring. It was last year he was ridiculous
Yeah, when he
before he
play.
got
Yep,
hurt.
yep. You're
Yeah.
right. You're right. Yeah, the bat
Uh,
will play. Like,
I mean, I think if he was there last year, that team might
mhm,
somehow actually have been in the fight for the playoffs with the way
that
the
would have made a
division
difference.
is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I
Now,
think it's going to be a little bit of a rotating piece. And
yeah,
the thing with Gorman is if he gets hot, you
yeah, he
gotta
can carry
play
you.
him. You gotta
Yeah.
play him. If he finds it, even if I mean we hope Rogers makes the DeYoung comparison. Hopefully he doesn't go down that route.
He's got more upside. He's got more
He's
upside
got
than
more
you.
upside there. But yeah, if you find yourself with a hot Nolan Gorman, you gotta run him out
Yeah,
there until he
yeah.
dies for a little
I
bit.
agree. Might happen, but yeah, and what you're making a point to, this goes back to we're gonna find out how good of a manager Ollie really is.
Hmm.
If he can juggle the at bats with these guys, and yes, a lot of times life finds a way. There will be injuries,
Yes.
but this gonna be big on him to, like you said, swap out that DH second base outfield spot,
Hmm.
revolving door, keeping guys fresh, hot hand, like having a feel for it. Like
Yeah.
this roster is not easy to manage, in my opinion.
No,
It's gonna
no,
be big on
because
him.
you bring up the outfield spot because you got Donovan in there, who you're probably gonna have him hitting every day, but where are you gonna play him?
Hmm.
You
Yeah.
can you can really take the NBA approach and load manage if you really play it right. You can load manage the shit
No,
out of
you're right.
this roster and make it work
You're right.
really well. But yeah, we're gonna see
Between
if
that and, righty lefty matchups, you're right. You can absolutely find a way to get everybody in here. Do I have faith in that happening? You know where I'm going there.
yes,
We'll see. But yeah, if you look at this lineup top to bottom, it's solid.
it's very
It's solid.
solid.
I
Um,
mean,
and you almost take like last year was like almost worst case scenario for everybody minus Mason Wynn and Alec Burleson. When you think about it,
yeah. You're right. You're right.
um,
If
Donovan
they could hit that
Donovan
median,
wasn't that, but I think
he was hurt quite a bit.
Donovan's just here. Like this is just Brendan
You
Donovan.
you know what you're getting out of him
Yes.
every year. He's consistent.
Yeah.
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 Um, I I guess my thing, if I look at it, like I could see, you move Win up there, Newt the 2 hole, Willie third, Nato 4, Burley 5, something like that's kind of what more I had in mind. But honestly, I don't have a problem with what they rolled out there. I'm excited Herrera this year
I'm very
catching.
excited for Herrera.
Yes, yes. I hope he can throw a few guys out. We'll see. But the bat, oh my
The bat's
gosh.
awesome. The bat is awesome.
I don't think this is Cardinal red glasses. I think he could be a top 10 bat from the catcher
I
position.
do.
He could.
That makes me think like earlier in the year we had talked about this, or maybe it was last year towards the end of the year, where I was like, maybe they need to. I thought last year they should have just had Herrera be DH,
Mm,
and
yeah,
I think
for a while he
I
would have
think he
been.
hits well enough that it doesn't matter. He's just going to be in the lineup
Yeah,
regardless of position. I really do.
yeah, yeah. Which I don't know this year. It's hard for me with all these bats to envision him DHing a lot.
Yes,
Because also the thing, young catcher, you want him to actually have days off in my mind.
I thought last year he had more opportunity to
last,
be a DH
yeah,
than this year
yeah.
for sure.
I thought he should have been on the roster longer than he was last year. I wasn't thrilled with that.
Yes, I
But
wasn't either.
he's the primary guy this year. He's getting a runway, and that's my big thing. Is they speak runway, runway, runway for these young kids.
Mhm.
Okay, let's see it happen. What'd you think of Scott getting the job? Like, were you as pumped as me?
I mean, there was no question. He said, "This is my job. I'm taking it in spring."
Sorry, Siani.
Yeah, Rogers kind of said this himself, which he is a lot more pessimistic on some of this than we are.
After the last 2 years, that's fair.
He is, but he's like, well, everybody said this last year about Scott. Well, Scott was in Double A last year. That was my whole thing. I'm like, you can't.
He
like,
wasn't ready.
He wasn't ready. Everyone
He wasn't
said
ready.
that last year. He wasn't ready. It was an injury that forced it.
If Dylan Carlson hadn't got hurt, which is crazy to say Carlson where he's at now, but Scott was not on the opening day roster.
No,
he wasn't.
No,
I mean it.
He wasn't.
I was worried.
Yeah,
with
I
the
was
jump.
too. I thought
Because
maybe.
it's a prospect. The bat was behind the glove.
Yes,
and the
very
speed.
much.
So I was like, it's a bad fit.
Mhm.
But this year, I think it's a whole different player, different scenario.
and what Ryan Ludwig did with them and made that change,
Yes, sir.
was
Yes, sir.
huge. And
Yeah.
he, ever since that change, he's been a completely different kind of hitter. And hitting,
Mhm.
what he hit, 4 home runs, 5 home runs this spring.
4.
I mean, that's
He tied with Baker for team leading home runs this
that's
spring.
to tie in with Luke and Baker.
Yeah,
Which, shout out
isn't that
Luke and
crazy?
Baker making the team and being
He's on the team.
our
gonna
off
get
the
to that.
bench. That's awesome.
What did we miss last year off the bench? Was a righty power bat.
Luke and Baker,
Where you
who
fucking go, guy?
last year was just hanging out in Memphis, setting the all-time Memphis record of home runs.
Not gonna lie, I scratched my head somewhere.
That's why whenever we talk trades, I think we had him in like every trade because it was just like, get him out of here.
Yeah.
If they're not
free
bringing
him.
him up, free him.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
And
yeah,
I'm thrilled he's there. I think him against lefties, like that's the thing with the
Yes.
DH situation.
exactly.
Like against lefty, it's him.
Yes.
That's who I want to see hitting DH. Burley against righties. Burley's gonna play some outfield.
Yeah,
You
and then when it's not him, put Gorman there against righties.
Yeah.
For
Because
sure.
I think Walker, honestly, I don't think Walker is every day. Now, if he's hot, yeah, but I think he might start, and I think he might start 5 out of 7 games, something like that. I don't think they're going to want to overwhelm him, and
No.
especially with knee injury.
Yes.
Yeah,
that
is our future.
I didn't bring this up, but another thing last year with you said talking about trying to get his launch angle up. He came in last year only hearing about everybody talking about how terrible of a defender he was.
Yeah,
And that was all he focused on last offseason.
Yep.
And
You're right.
He's made himself a pretty good defender
He's
out
solid.
there. He's very solid, and he's got an arm.
He's at least average. Oh,
Yes.
he has a cannon.
He has a cannon. But
We're talking third base, and I'm like, man, he came up there too.
He
Gorman,
did. He did. But I think that was another thing that people don't think about is he was so focused on his defense last year because that's all the Cardinals told him, and that's all everybody told him.
Yep. I agree, and that took away from his offensive game. I agree 100%.
It did. So, anyways, I didn't mean to hop back on that, but when you said that, it brought that to my head.
Well, that leads to the whole other switching positions about as he's up to the majors and the mismanagement. But you know what? It is what it is. We'll see if the kid can do now. Can still make it right. I think the
Very
only
much. Once again, he is still the same age as our number 1 prospect.
Yeah, that's nuts.
And he's been here for 2 years.
And yeah, exactly. That's crazy.
And Mason Wynn is too.
Yeah. It's nuts when these guys are drafted out of high school. Like prospect fatigue is what I call it. And then it's like, no, you forget. Like they missed all that in college. So, I think if we're talking finishing position players, my one kind of head scratching roster deal was Siani making it over like a Jose Fermin.
Yeah, I don't.
Nothing against Siani. Like I love him, but I didn't get it.
I didn't get it. Other than
Siani
has no other option, is what I'm guessing.
I thought he had more, but you might be right. I haven't looked into it.
I didn't look into it either. That's the only thing I can think of.
But if you're talking fit, like okay, Victor Scott and him, I think are comparable gloves. You're not going to be using him as a defensive replacement
Not
or a pinch
for
runner
him.
for him,
Yeah. No. Yeah.
and
Definitely
that's
not
his
a pinch
value.
runner.
Yeah, no, but fair pinch runner for someone else. But I'm
Yeah.
like, you need, I think, backup infield help more,
I
especially with
I
Wynn.
I agree.
Ooh,
I agree.
Fermin can play short. I
Yeah.
mean, what's our option? Is it Donnie backing him up at short? Like, who
Yes.
else can play?
Yeah. It's
Okay,
Donovan. So he moves in,
love Donnie.
and Corbin plays second. Is I guess their thoughts.
Yeah,
I would rather. I'm over Michael Ciani anyways. All he does is do
yeah.
defense, and
Mm-hmm.
I
He's a valuable piece, but when we have Scott there, there's no point.
I got
Like,
tired of somebody like that when it was Harrison Bader.
yeah, yeah, I'll give you that. His offense was so
And
overrated. I think
Ciani
it
is
was.
not anywhere close to Harrison Bader, in my opinion.
No pop. I mean,
None.
what I will say to his defense, I love he takes good at bats. Siani works the count, solid, but I don't see the benefit of having him here over a position of actual need.
Yeah, I don't
And for
either.
me, hit in spring, like he
Yeah,
did solid at Memphis. Like,
yeah,
I mean,
I would agree. The only thing I could think is see he don't have any options, and
yeah, maybe,
maybe they want to
but
keep him up here to get because I think he's trade bait to me. I just don't see.
I don't know because if he's up here not playing, what trade bait does he have? Like,
I
I'm
know, but I just
struggling to
don't.
get it.
I don't see a future for Michael Ciani on the Cardinals,
No,
and it makes
no,
no sense
no.
to me. Is what I'm saying.
Yep, I agree 100%. That was my one big head scratcher offensively. I had another head scratcher if you want to go pitching now
No, yeah,
too,
I was
because
gonna say, what do you think
yeah,
about our rotation? Um,
I
right now
went through some emotions
it's
on it.
yeah. So right now we
Um,
have Libator made the fifth slot,
interesting.
which is interesting, and then April 26th. Is that the date I seen that Mats is gonna start pitching, and then they're gonna go to a 6-man rotation?
I saw that they're going to use him long relief, but that date you just mentioned is when they're going to go 6-man, and Mats is the guy to likely fill that.
Yes.
So, like I said, I went through a range of emotions here because I have said on here, not to be a hypocrite, but I'm like, if you have a role for a guy, you've figured out Libby out of the pen was amazing.
Yeah.
Don't fuck with it. Don't fuck with it.
That's
Like, I don't like that. And something with this kid, the arm talent is there. He has the repertoire to be a starter. Don't get me wrong. I've heard he's a thinky guy. I don't know if it's when he's got this many days to prep, he overthinks it because his spot starts have been dynamite.
yeah.
Like he had that one last year, went 6 innings, was unhittable.
Hmm.
So I don't know, but I don't like taking a guy out of his role when he's got one. But hear me out. I got looking deeper into it, thinking about it, and listening to some other stuff today, and I'm like, okay, that would have gave us about 4 lefty arms in the pen. Okay.
Hmm.
Also, I wasn't thinking next year, which that is kind of the whole goal of this team.
Hmm.
No Michaelis next year. No Fetty next year.
No Mats.
No Mats.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got Quinn Matthews coming up. I hope he's got a spot by then. I would think he would. Don't see
Yeah.
why not.
Yeah.
You've got McGreevy, but you still have some openings in the rotation. I'm like, maybe this is the last shot. Say it's yours, kid, which that's what they've done. You've got a runway. Don't look behind your shoulder. Just no pressure. See what you can do.
I like honestly.
Okay.
I like your thinking there, and I like that a lot. If that's the case, I hope it
Yeah,
is for
yeah,
sure.
yeah,
Because I do like it. Because yeah, it's if we're all about next year,
yeah.
if you're spacing
Then,
it out to be 6 starts through the
hmm
rotation, yeah, I kind of like it a lot the way you
you,
framed that, Woody. I do.
yeah, you've got a good sample of what he can do. If it works, great. Sticks there. If not, all right, crap, guys. We've tried this enough. He's a dynamic pin arm. That's where
Yeah.
he can go. And guess what? I was pissed when McGreevy got sent down, but I'm like, okay, hold the phone here. He's gonna be pitching every 5th day in Memphis
Hmm.
right now. Okay.
Yep.
By then, and I see the means for 6-man given the arms we've
Yeah.
got. By this time, the Libator experience will know one way or another. Hell, by this time, Matt's might be hurt. Like, there is a chance McGreevy come May is in our rotation, and I'll be
Yeah,
like,
I
okay,
agree.
I get it. Like, I was pissed at first. I was like, I want McGreevy there right now. Libator's great in the pen, but then I had to do some calm down and think about it.
Yeah,
It's just this organization's given me a reason to like, what are you doing?
and,
It's
you also see what McGreevy's done is his 2 or 3 starts, but I'm still on the case of those are outliers for him, and I hope
Yeah,
I'm
his
wrong.
spring stats are
But
great.
all of his
Me too.
metrics say that those are outliers, big time.
I agree. But if
Grishefo made the team, correct?
I don't think so, I thought he was in Memphis
Okay,
actually.
I thought he may have
Uh,
made it as
Let
a
me scroll
bullpen
down to the
guy.
pen.
Yeah, make
But
sure because I'm not sure.
I I guess
I think I'd rather him be in Memphis.
I think so too. Graceffo, I think I would like to see what he looks like starting down there, but I still could see him transitioning to pen being a good
Grishefo
arm.
could make it in the pin for sure.
Yeah,
Because
here's our
his issue
oh
is velocity.
yeah, yep, you're right, you're right. Holding it, whereas in the pen, I think it's like 96,
Yeah,
7, solid.
yeah,
Uh, our pen, okay, Helsley. I forgot Phil Mayton was a
yes,
late or Maton
yeah,
late signing. That kind of threw it
yeah.
off.
That took
Because
Grishefo out, didn't it?
yes, and
Okay.
Riley O'Brien, I
Hmm.
really like him. He didn't make it either. But hear me out. We've got Helsley, Phil, JoJo's there, Ryan Fernandez,
Hmm.
holdovers.
Yeah.
Mats is there, John King, Kyle Lehey, who I'm not real high on, but all right. Chris Roycroft, who's fought injuries too.
Hmm.
So I'd rather see Graceffo there and O'Brien than some of those other names. But you know what? Graceffo's still starting down there.
Yeah.
Fine. See what he does,
Yeah.
you know.
Grishefo 2 years ago was like looking like he might be the dude for a little bit. Especially
Yeah.
because it was him and McGreevy that we were really comparing, and he really separated himself, and then he's lost fastball velocity, and he's struggled.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
if he could get that back, and like I said, even in the pin, like I agree, I think he could be dynamic in the pin.
Hmm. Oh, I
Um,
think it'll play.
but if he could get that velocity back, he's got a role as a starter.
Hmm. Yeah, if he can
You
get it and
know,
hold it.
and if you look in the future, the way you did, where it's like next year, well, let's say Liberatory sticks.
Hmm.
Let's say
Yeah.
Quinn is in there. Let's say
Hmm.
Tink is in here.
I
Let's say
hope.
Roby is here.
Yeah. Still got Gray. Like
We
you've got
still
some
got
fun young
Gray.
men.
We still
You do. You do.
like if we could run the 6-man rotation and let
Palante. I see what he can
Palante,
do.
who more than earned his starting rotation last year.
Yes,
Um,
yes, he did. He was solid.
yeah, I mean,
But
there's
yes,
lots of guys to replace for the next year too, but we got lots of arms, which is never a bad thing.
yeah, no,
You
no,
got 2 guys with ace kind of qualities there,
hmm,
and
yeah,
at least ace stuff. I would guess would be the way to say it, ace stuff for sure.
hmm, yeah. You've
Um,
got potential.
there's
Like
potential. I hope
I,
I hope we don't bring any of them up for like a bullpen arm, especially
yeah,
Tink. I don't want
I,
if they do it with Tink, I might break some shit.
it's fair. I honestly don't think they will unless they have to.
Yeah.
I've explained my concerns for hints before. I swear to God, I hope I'm dead wrong
Yeah,
on it. I'd love to
yeah,
see
and
him do stuff.
were you in it when I explained what Al or what Herpé said? I forgot
Hmm.
about
Yeah,
Cooper Herpé.
I forgot about him.
Um,
Yeah, yeah.
about how he said he had a small injury and they
Overcautious.
just shut
Yeah,
him out
yeah.
down, and that's
Which is fun.
when they said that, that made me feel a lot better about Teak
Yeah,
because
yeah,
if
yep.
that's if Cooper's like,
I
and
hope that's it. I hope.
I'm 100% convinced of it, Woody, because Cooper's like
Hmm.
in college I pitched through way worse because it
Yeah,
wasn't an
yeah.
option. He's like, that wasn't an option. But
Arm is
here,
gonna fall off, but I threw
yeah.
the ball.
And
Yeah.
he's like, here the Cardinals said no. So I like
Yep.
everything
Okay.
when he said that, everything from Teen Kents made so much more sense for me. Um,
Yeah.
when you think
The
about it,
whole
I mean, it's exactly what they was doing.
the whole organization's giving me reason for skepticism. That's why
Well,
I'm worried
yes,
about it. But
yes,
if that's the case, that's fine. Eventually, though, man, we got to get the kid gloves off and let these guys actually go out and throw.
yes.
But if that's their approach. We'll see.
You know, because I'm
I'm
trying to think.
cautious.
I think Roby last year could have came back, and they never even brought him back.
No, no, no.
They're just like,
So
whatever.
yeah. Yeah, but yeah, there's a reason for optimism. Pitch both sides of the ball. There really is.
There
I
is.
mean, that being said, I still this year I'm thrilled if you just figure out how do I put this? You figure out your team for next year.
Yes.
Like if you know your rotation wise, have an idea. If you know 4 of your 5 starters going into next year, you
Everybody
don't walk.
is very, very pessimistic, and I've even seen in the rankings on there they put Cardinals like 28th, and I'm like, okay, I get it,
That's a little much, yeah, but
I
yeah.
get it, but also if they could play up to their capabilities,
Mm-hmm.
we could win the Central very easily too.
There's a
There's
possibility. There
there's
really is.
it's everybody's
And
really down on them. I'd say
yeah,
is
I
what my
agree.
thing is.
I really think this is a team it's going to be very classic. By Memorial Day, we kind of have our thoughts on what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And maybe by Independence Day, this roster, like I'm going to tell you what, this might be pessimistic coming from me, but the guys I'm rooting for the most are Arenado, Fetty,
Helsley,
Matz.
I throw Helsley there.
Yeah. Sorry, I penciled him in as a given that
Yeah.
he's going to be good. But
Yeah,
you're right.
yeah.
You're right.
But yes, I
Those
get what
4
you're
guys.
saying.
Yeah. If we get I think Rogers would co-sign on that.
Yeah.
Get some good trade value out of those guys.
What
Like
if
we have building pieces.
Oh, I'm trying to be more optimistic. What if we're like
Yeah.
7-8 games up on the division by then?
Oh, then you throw what I just said out the window.
Okay,
You fucking
okay.
look for it. Like,
Because I want to know what
yeah.
you said. Because I think I know what he would say, what the other guy would say.
If your scenario plays out, then I'm looking at some of these minors guys in versus what we're talking about for next year is like, oh crap. What do we spend capital wise?
Yeah.
That's a whole different conversation that I'm ready for.
Yes.
But you know what? Either way, I guess even as the underdog going into the year, like I'm excited to see where it goes.
Mm-hmm.
And everything goes to hell. I got my Trader Joe hat on, so there you go. We'll see.
I'm feeling. I try to be a lot more optimistic than what everybody else is on them because I think
Somebody needs to be. I appreciate it.
and I think last year was just a bunch of worst case scenarios. I really do.
Well, gosh dang, and last year we were in contention. Honestly, like until
as I said that before, was if Wilson is healthy, I think we're there.
Yeah, and I was fine with the Fetty move. Like we actually made a move for the playoffs with that one. And like you said, though, things went south. Like you named a lot of worst case scenarios. It's like, hey, if half of these aren't that way, who knows? I mean, we could have made the playoffs.
Yeah,
we really could have. So
for sure,
I see a reason for optimism, and I really hope that's what we're looking at. I do. But
now let's talk a lot of Cardinals baseball because that's kind of what we do.
Yeah.
What are you expecting for opening day and the opening series? How about that? Let's move it to that.
Opening series.
Yeah.
Against the Twins.
Yes.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't get super cracked up. I love opening day, especially Busch. I don't get crazy cracked up by the opening.
Have you been to Busch
on
opening day? Okay, I thought
we went when Albert came back. Yeah.
Oh.
Adeline's first Cardinal game. Lovely. 2022. Horrible weather.
When was Walker's first? Was that 23?
Larry Walker's first
Jordan
Cardinal
Walker.
game.
Jordan. Fun fact: did go to Larry Walker's first Cardinal.
Yeah.
But no, Jordan Walker was that 22 or 23?
I believe it's 23.
23.
I went to that. He wouldn't have been there when Albert was there.
I went to that.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, we went. It was like 30 degrees, freezing cold.
It wasn't that day.
Yeah, me and Adeline got sick, but hey, they stomped the Pirates. Got to see Albert go over 5. Don't care. I saw Albert.
Yeah, I went the next year. That's right, because I did not see Albert.
Yeah.
I seen him later in the year.
It
was like 50 some, and I was coming back from Nebraska, and I was like, oh hey, because in my head when I went out to Nebraska, I thought that they were playing, whoever they were playing, they were on the road. And then I realized they were home. And I was like, oh shit, I'm going to be driving through literally as I'm leaving, I'm like, I'm going to be driving through St. Louis during the Cardinals game. That sounds awful. How about I just go to the fucking game?
How about I go? Forget the temptation. I'm going to go.
I was like, well, no, I just didn't want to drive through it as I thought the game would be starting.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, I'm just going to go to the game. I'm going to leave early. So I got up at like 5 o'clock from wherever I stayed in the hotel and then drove to Belleville and then rode the train back to trade back in.
Oh, that's freaking awesome. That is so cool. Like impromptu. There you go.
Yes.
Screw it and go. I love it. I love it. That's the only opening day I've been to. It was great. As far as this year, what I think is cool is Sonny Gray's pitching against Minnesota.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
go
Now-
shove. Terrible spring.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Perfect.
who knows, how much Sonny's spring really matters when it gets to regular season. We've seen that be the case before with different players, so hopefully it's
I
not
don't
what it
know.
was.
Yeah, I'm just excited to see baseball. What do we got? 3 games against them. I think
Yes.
that's right. A day off Friday. Yeah. I'm gonna go on a limb here and say we win 2 out of 3. Real ballsy there. No, it'll be big to see Gray. They're another team, I think Minnesota, that it's like, what are they?
Yeah.
They're in like a 3 or 4-way. I'm sorry, coin flip for the AL Central crown. Like that division's gonna be nuts. Like I said, I don't get super cracked up with the first series, like what it means your team's gonna be.
Yeah, no.
Check back on Memorial Day. But for this
I
one,
ain't worried about
sure.
that. I just want to know what you like. I wanted if you thought 2 out of 3 or whatever.
Yeah.
Sweep.
We'll go with
whatever.
that.
So that's kind of what I
We'll be
thought.
ballsy.
Two out of 3 maybe would be.
Yeah.
Be nice. Can't.
It would be.
If they get swept, the world's ending. We shut everything down, blow up the whole team.
Sell it all, screw it all, mow out everything. I could go for that anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well,
no,
that's gonna happen
it's just gonna be
anyways.
fun for baseball. Yeah, agree, but sooner than later.
So, all right.
You got any predictions here?
Wait, hold on. I was gonna give you a chance to shout something out because right
I love
now, ESPN, the Blues are up 4-1, and you've got a Blues hat on. So I was gonna give you a chance to shout out.
I didn't turn it on.
The Blues are on a roll right now. Is basically all we wanted to say.
Yeah. They were faced with the dilemma of your points back. You've got games. The other teams have games in hand. You basically have to win out. And they're like, all right, hold my beer. Watch this.
Are they
like,
12-2 in the last 14 games?
Yeah. Yep. They had a setback against Pittsburgh, and I can't remember the other one.
And they've
been on fire.
And it's not even like the games they've won have been close. They've kind of been dog walking everybody.
No, they have. The only game I was very upset, the Vancouver one, who we were neck and neck with. This is what's different about this Blues teams and teams in the past. Okay, Blues are up 3-2. They had a puck take a bad bounce and it went into the stands I'm sorry, not in the stands. Went like right past the blue line for an icing. Okay, Vancouver scored a goal with 3.2 seconds left to tie the game. Blues teams last couple years folded.
Yes.
Fuck it, this sucks. We're done. No. They got off the ice, punched them in the mouth, scored a game winner in overtime, got 2 points to 1 for Vancouver, and every game since has been like 4-1 wins. Like this team is resilient.
They are, and it's been fun.
Montgomery,
to watch.
man.
Yes,
that's
been
where
great.
it's at.
And like I said, they've been dog walking everybody in these last few games too.
Yeah.
They've been kicking ass. So
without our best defender.
Yes,
without
Parayko. So
when he went down, I was a little worried.
Yeah, they said no, we're good. I just wanted to give them a shout out because you had the Blues hat on, and I got the ESPN notifications that they were kicking ass tonight.
Playing the legit Canadians, eh?
Yeah, they are. So, all right, we're gonna get into. We should have had Rogers send in, and maybe he did. I don't think he did though. No, he did not. We should have had him send in his picks for MVP. I'm gonna see real quick.
We'll give him a pass on life right now. He got called back out to work, guys, after working sick all day, and that's not what he needed.
And it was a very dumb call out. I wish we'd have got a story on it, but we didn't.
Yeah. We might just let him be. That might have been too much pissiness, but yeah.
Yeah, he was not happy.
What we're gonna give you guys is our just basic predictions for MVP. Excuse me, Cy Young and Rookie of the Year in both leagues. Are you trying to get his?
Yeah, I sent a message to him, but we'll see if he may have been already asleep too.
Well, yes, that'd be understandable. But we can
before we start, I want to say I have no idea on Rookie of the Year for either league because I have no idea.
The only reason I know is because fantasy baseball.
Exactly.
Kind of a nerd, kind of dig into that.
Speaking of that, let's do a little advertisement here. And if you've watched this long enough, let us know what you think here if you're still watching at this point. We're wanting to do fantasy baseball because Woody is a fantasy baseball nerd,
I have a problem.
and Woody and Rogers have a team together. So let us know
It's on the way up.
what kind of fantasy baseball content you want to see. We don't know if we want to do it like we did fantasy football,
Yeah.
or if we
Football's a
want to
big
do
hit.
something else. We're kind of deciding on that. We may just run a TikTok or YouTube live stream at first and see what happens. But anyways, let us know if you want to do that. So
Absolutely. And we all did very good at football, so hey, we know something.
we
There
did.
you go.
We did. You and me were in the championship game.
Dad is making
Or
my
no,
belt
you.
here.
Sorry, you beat me in the
Nixon.
semifinals, and you beat Nixon. I was in the championship in the other league,
Yeah, that's right.
and I
so.
lost there too because
Pretty
I knew
legit.
my teams went down the drain at the end of the year. So
Yeah, that happens a lot with injuries. But you know what? You were there. But yeah, but no, we'll look into that. Maybe have something weekly. We'll see. So, without further ado, you ready for these amazing picks?
yes,
Money in the bank here for you guys. So, all right, the National League. I feel like this is just you're stupid right now if you pick against this man. Is he even human? Do we know?
I'm
Not sure.
I'm picking them for both.
I'm not picking him for Cy Young.
I'm picking him for both
MVP.
because I can't think of anybody else, and I kind of want it to happen.
Well, since he's not pitching until May, that's a slight setback there.
Minor
But
details.
minor details. I think you're gonna like who I picked for National League Cy Young, though. Like this is not reaching too far. What do you think about our NL Central rival in Mr. Skeens? What do you think about that one?
Yeah, I think that's a good pick.
I'm going officially Shohei for MVP if you didn't figure out because he wins it every year. You could get cute with it, go other guys. I'm not. It's Shohei. So, Skeens, I really thought about Zach Wheeler here because I love Zach Wheeler. I feel like he's always second or third. He's older. It'd be cool for him to get it, like end-ish of career. But you know, these are pitchers. Like,
this could be the start of a stranglehold on the Cy Young for Paul Skeens. It straight up could be.
it could be, but he's a pitcher, and I feel like they break all the time.
I know, but he looks.
I know he looks.
He looks unbreakable.
I agree, but I've decided pitchers. I'm never.
You're
saying
right.
that.
You're right. They never do
I'm never
that. But
saying
like, he looks like he can. He's built to handle it almost.
He is. He's a
Like,
hoss,
he's
but
a
it's
hoss.
almost like the human arm's not made to throw as hard as these guys do nowadays. Just a thought.
He's
But
been throwing hard as shit for a while.
yeah, if anyone could do it, it would be Skeens.
Yes.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
So, like I said, he's young. He's got unlimited bullets for this year. I don't see a reason not to pick him.
I don't either.
Love it.
Yeah, I
He's
think he
even
could have
throwing
got
the
it
number
last year if he would have started the year.
Mhm. Yeah, at least he started the All-Star game. That's pretty cool.
Yes.
But for Rookie of the Year there, Roki Sasaki is a very popular pick.
Mhm.
Don't get me wrong. The thing of it is, he's on the Dodgers, and they have like 15 starting pitchers.
True.
They're not gonna use him every fifth day. I don't think he's gonna. I think 120 innings might be optimistic.
Mm-hmm.
Smart too on their part, really is.
Yeah.
Why we've used those both regular season? I'm going Dylan Cruz. I like the kid. He's gonna be out there every day, no matter how it goes. He's got the job. Washington's rebuilding.
Mm-hmm.
He's got great exit velocity numbers, not bonkers minors numbers, but it's a thin class too, and he's solid.
Mhm.
Like I'm all aboard the Cruz train. So, you got anybody, or you
Nope.
like that?
I like
Okay.
it.
Scott, Victor Scott, Cardinal fan, eh?
I don't see it. If he
I
gets
agree.
on base and he steals like 100 bags, if anybody in Major League Baseball has that potential, it's Victor Scott.
It's Victor, yeah. Ricky
For
Jr.
sure.
there.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's the only way.
Shout
I
out,
see
rest
it.
in peace, Ricky Henderson.
Yes, I would love it if he does get to that.
Oh,
To be in that
oh, yeah.
conversation, that'd be great.
Too.
He's also
That's a win for us.
He's also it's a win for us. He's playing good and he's electric, so at least we'd have
Yeah.
something fun to watch. That's kind of my thought on Mason Wynn last year was at least he was electric.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. Yeah, it'd be fun. I don't see it either though. Like I'm gonna put my money there. One, I meant to say a dark horse. I'm gonna give you an MVP too that intrigues me, and his odds may not be that high, so dark horse might be incorrect. I'm anxious to see what Kyle Tucker does in Wrigley.
Yeah.
Contract year. He gonna get paid. That ballpark could play well for him when blowing out. I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued. So, but official pick is Shohei. So, want to go AL now?
Yep.
All right. I think you're gonna love this one, but Mr. Bobby Witt Jr. He's fun. He does it all. Team on the rise. Also, Shohei's not in that league. That helps. Aaron Judge is a popular pick, but
Yes.
no, I could see it. Don't get me wrong, but I just think it's someone else's turn. I love the 30-30, possibly 40-40 upside he brings.
Yep.
You like it, Midwest
do.
guy?
I like it.
You on my dark horse there?
Yes.
If you know, I don't know if you know me, fantasy, everything, my card collection from the heart here. I love me some J-Rod.
I knew
Love
it
me
was
some
going to be
J-Rod.
J-Rod. I fucking
Yeah,
knew it.
yeah.
I
I
fucking
didn't shut
knew
up.
it.
I think I picked him last year, and that went to shit.
I
by
think you
the
pick
time
him. I think you pick him every fucking time. Every time that Woody gets a chance to bring up J-Rod, he brings him up.
I do. Something about the kid. Like I love him. He's electric. Got the contract. Had a terrible year last year, and as he's starting to turn on, he got hurt. He literally can't hit in April and beginning of May is what it seems like. But this year it changes. You heard it here first.
Does he really have the Matt Holiday-itis?
Yes, he does. And Luis Castillo, Dominican guys, they don't like the cold weather.
I just
Not
many years watching Holiday, knowing that was just what it was.
He was a slow starter too. Yeah,
It's like wait till the All-Star break when Matt Holiday is the best player in baseball.
yeah. Believe it or not, J-Rod's like 10 times worse. It really is.
I
It's
didn't
bad.
know there could be anybody that much
That's
worse, but it's probably just because I've seen it so often.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, when you watch every game, that hurts.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that was
but
back
official
when I
pick
was
is what?
watching every single game.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Same here. And you're right. I hadn't thought of that till now. But okay. So Cy Young there. You know how you were talking Skeens
Yes.
a run in the NL? I could see it with Scooble, a little more injury concern there, but the dude's stuff is dynamic. It is. It's fun. That would be my popular rationale pick.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going there.
Okay.
I'm going to roll the dice on this one. Give me some Garrett Crochet in Boston. With the gloves off. Do you really?
I do, because I was like, to me, I just don't think Scooble's going to do it again. I don't know why.
Odds are against it because it just doesn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
I love Scooble, though. I love his stuff. But you know what? And I was looking, I was like, man, I was hard pressed to find another guy that I'm like Cole Reagans took a big step up, but he tailed off end of the year. And freaking injury concerns every guy I looked at. Like
Hey,
Castillo's
you know what,
fell.
Woody? Pitchers have injury concerns.
Boom! Crazy. I don't know. I just take Jacob deGrom if I'm not worried about injuries. But
Exactly. If Jacob deGrom didn't have injuries, dude'd be like one of the best of all
Yeah.
times.
Yeah. That's literally a case where you can't throw 102 that many times.
If Adam
But,
Wainwright doesn't have injuries during the prime of his years, he might be a Hall of Famer.
Yep, 100%. That's a great example. Kudos to him coming back from an Achilles too.
Yeah.
Kind of a big deal,
Also,
right?
I've also been on record on this show saying if Wainwright is healthy in 2011, we may not win the World Series.
Whoa. How? Okay.
Because
May
we
not
don't
win.
get on that streak because we don't have to.
Oh my gosh, I was lost. Fair point. Yeah, we might have been.
I think I've already talked about that with Rogers. I never got to bring that theory to you. And I think Rogers agrees with it too.
I could see it. I could also take my chances with Carpueno 1-2 in the rotation. But
yeah. I'm just going with that.
It would not have been as magical. No way.
No, because we're in first place there for sure. Because that's in the prime of his career after he just finished second in the Cy Young and should have won it.
You were absolutely right. That's a very good call. Very good call. So, but you don't hate my Crochet Cy Young pick here?
No. Sorry for the tangent. Sorry for the tangent on Adam Wainwright, but if I see the chance to bring up Adam Wainwright, I'm gonna bring up Adam Wainwright. I love that man.
He always deserves it. I have no qualms, no problems with that. So, to wrap it up though, all right, I'm going with my boy. We're AL Rookie of the Year talk here, Cam Smith.
Okay.
Yeah, made the roster.
Yes,
it's official.
Yes. That was who I wondered if he was gonna pick. because I just seen on Twitter where he made the roster and like they announced it and blah 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 whatever. So I didn't know if that was one name I knew that was not on the Cardinals. Would he be proud?
There you go. Hey, props right here. It is. I can't remember if I said on a preview show, but I was like, that trade, it looked like all they got was Paredes, Wazinski, and Cam Smith, who's like MLB's 70th prospect. It was like, hold the phone. He college bat, polished, dominated. I think a single A where he was at high A. I don't remember if I said or not. It was like he might be up sooner than later, and in 3 years, it might be a Houston's smart organization.
Yes.
I was like, in 3 years for 1 year Tucker, it might be a wow. They actually won that trade.
Yeah.
This kid, I don't know the pop. He's a big guy. He's hit over power right now. Like, it might be a while before the 30 homer bat comes. I think it'll come. I think this year, though, I really think his bat is ready. And been wrong on this before with rookies.
Yep.
But I'll put my money there. I will. So, Cam Smith endorsement.
Who's your dark horse for Rookie of the Year? You got one, Mr. Fantasy Baseball?
I did not look that deep. Dark horse for Rookie of the Year, and no, I really didn't. Actually, you know what? I love the Red Sox prospect system. Okay, hear me out here. They've got 3 of the top 10 prospects in baseball: Roman Anthony, Christian Campbell, who made the roster, and Marcelo Meyer. Roman Anthony, I don't know if he counts as a dark horse, but he's got the most upside of those guys.
Okay.
He's not starting on the roster. He started spring sick. They don't have, with the exception of Jarren Duran, like a stud to block him. They've got like Willie Abreu, some other guys out there. If he's up, like by May, something like that, I could see it.
Okay.
This guy's 2020 upside. He's the number 2 prospect in baseball. I was like, not really dark horse, but he's not starting the year on the roster. That's a name for you guys. Does that count?
It counts.
Okay, and Meyer too. He's Corey Seager-like.
Okay.
He's a Trevor Story injury away from possibly being the shortstop. That seems to happen frequent.
Decently possible.
Do we have odds on that? So,
I wouldn't take him.
Right. And Campbell, the other one I mentioned, he made the roster. He just took the minors like by storm last year. Went from a nobody to top 10. I for some reason I think the other 2 guys might have higher upside, but Campbell's got the head start on him. But one of them 3 Boston guys, why not? So there you go.
I like it.
And for
I like
Tennessee,
it. All right.
they'll be up this year.
All right, that's been episode 65, guys. Be ready for some fantasy baseball if you're still here. Let us know what you guys think on that, what you want us to do. Woody's fantasy baseball brain needs to be studied and needs to be out there because it's very good.
It has its moments. It does, yeah.
It does.
Got a trophy somewhere to prove it.
He does.
But, yeah.
He does. So, but make sure you give us a follow on Facebook. Give us a sub on YouTube. Make sure just as long as you're watching the whole episode, if you're just hanging out and you need background noise like all of us do anymore with YouTube, put us on. We need watch hours. If you do,
that's right.
You the shit. Follow us on Twitter as well, aka X. Join the Discord. That's where we we put in our bets and let everybody talk about them. We give advice and then we just talk, hang out, whatever. We have some ideas to do some fun stuff in Discord, but right now the studio kind of is blocking all that. But that'll be here in a couple of months, maybe.
Getting there.
Maybe a month. Follow us on Kick.
Stay tuned.
Follow the TikTok. That's the fun stuff, and we also got the Twitch. So with that, we'll sign off. I'll let Woody do his thing.
That's right. Here it comes. Stay classy, Southern Illinois.
See you next week.
Peace out. See ya. Thank you, guys.